In this video, we will show you how to replace your front headlamp assemblies. Let's get started. Okay friends, let's get started on our job. The first thing I want to mention is you are going to have to make your way underneath the vehicle to do some of this process, so make sure you're safe about it. With that said, go ahead and pop the hood. We're going to make our way all the way across the front. You'll find several Phillips head screws holding the top of the grille and bumper assembly in place. Remove all of your Phillips head screws. Next, you need to make your way to each of your fender wells. Along the bottom of the bumper cover, you're going to find that you have a Phillips head screw that holds part of the bumper cover area to the inside of the fender well. Remove the Phillips head screw on both sides of the vehicle. Once you remove that screw, you should be able to separate this. Ours is broken. I'll just take this and pull it aside. Once you have that out of the way, you're going to continue on to each of your 10mm headed mounting bolts inside of the bumper cover. Continue on with your 10mm down here. Make your way down along this area. You'll find the spot where the fender flare meets up to your bumper cover. On our application, this is an aftermarket bolt. I'll be using an 11mm. Once you have that bolt out of there, continue on by separating this. Now follow the bumper cover up and find your corner marker light. We'll grab this, turn it counterclockwise and remove it from the bumper cover. Give that bulb a quick inspection and set it aside. Now that we have that separated, go ahead and grab onto the bumper cover. We're going to give it a little wiggle and try to pull it away from the body. There's a push clip that looks pretty much like this one right here. There it is, you can see it right inside there. Once you have that broken free, continue on and do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. The next thing we'll do is make our way along each side of the front license plate bracket. You'll find an area that you can use a small pocket screwdriver and gently pry off a plastic cover. Underneath that plastic cover, you'll find a T40 Torx head screw. We'll remove that screw, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side of the license plate bracket. Now that we have that one out, let's do the same on the driver's side. Carefully grab onto the bumper cover and start pulling it towards the front of the vehicle to remove it. There it is, friends. Now that we have the bumper cover out of the way, we have clear access to our two lower 8mm mounting bolts. Remove the pair. Once you have your lower bolts out, make your way to the top mounting bolt. Now be careful pulling this out of here because it still does have wiring connected to the backside. Once you have the headlight out, we're going to continue on by removing the wiring from the backside. That's easiest using a flathead screwdriver. Come right along the locking tab, gently pry that down, and then remove the wiring from the headlamp assembly. Once you have it off of there, give the wiring a quick inspection, make sure you don't see any corrosion. There it is, friends. All right, friends, it's time for our installation. Let's have a quick look from the backside. This area right here is where your headlamp adjustment point is. So if you have to aim the bulb up or down, this is the area to come to. Okay, let's prepare to install our new headlamp assembly. We'll have a look from the back side. On the back, you're going to be able to find the area where you have your directional bulb and the area where you have your low beam and high beam. For the directional bulb, reach up here, turn this counterclockwise, and remove it. After that, grab the bulb and pull it out of the socket. Replace it with the same size as needed, and then just go ahead and slide it back in there and install it. There we are. Right inside there is your headlamp bulb. Give this a little twist counterclockwise. Then you can disconnect the bulb from the wiring by squeezing this tab and removing it. We'll put this back into place. Make sure the wiring is tucked inside. And then align our alignment tabs here and lock it in position. Now that we talked about that, we're ready for our installation. Let's reconnect our wiring harness. We'll press it in and listen for a click. Once you hear a click, give it a tug to make sure it's completely secure. Once that's secure, let's put the headlamp in place. The next thing you want to do is start in all 3 of your mounting bolts. Once they're all started, you can snug them up. Down along the bottom, we can start in each of these mounting bolts. Now that we have all 3 mounting bolts started, snug them up. Make sure your headlamp's secured. Whenever you do a headlamp assembly, it's a good idea to do these as a pair. The process will be the exact same thing for the other side of the vehicle. All right, let's give these a quick test before we put on our bumper cover. Perfect. Okay friends, it's time to install our front bumper cover. Looking at the backside of the cover, along where the grille is located, you're going to find several tabs that are supposed to press into the body of the vehicle. Let's get this lined up in place and start in our mounting bolts. Once you feel as though you have all those alignment tabs aligned, go ahead and press in the bumper. After that, we'll continue on with our larger mounting bolts. We'll start in each of these and then snug them up. Continue on to putting on your protective covers. You'll notice on either side of the protective cover, it has 2 little ears. On the bottom of the cover, you have a little slot that you use to remove it. Let's slide this into place and press it in. Do the same to the other side. Once you have those 2 bolts in, continue on along the top with your Phillips head screws. You'll have 7 of these making their way across. Now let's move along to each side of the bumper cover. For this, you're going to find that you should have a push clip that holds it in place to the body of the vehicle. Line it up with its mounting hole and press it in. Once you've done that, we'll start in both of our mounting bolts. Should slide right in there. Continue on with 2 of your 10mm headed mounting bolts. Resecure your wheel well flare. After you've done that, continue on to reinserting your side marker light bulb. We'll put that into place in the lens and turn it clockwise to lock it in position. Reinstall the hardware that holds your fender flare to your bumper cover. Make your way inside of the bumper. You're going to find the area where your fender flare connects onto the inside of the bumper cover. Use one of your 10mm headed bolts and insert it. Snug it up. The next thing you would want to do is reattach your inner fender liner to your bumper cover. On ours, it was broken. For you, just use a Phillips head and make sure it's nice and tight. At this point, make your way over to the other side of the vehicle and do the exact same thing.
Now we're going to get the vehicle ready to aim the headlights. Start with the tire pressure, making sure all 4 tires are set at the appropriate pressure. Remove any excessive weight that's not normally in the vehicle. Find a wall that you can drive up to where the ground is level. Measure 25 feet away from that wall and mark the ground. Drive your vehicle up to that mark. With the headlights off, look for the center dot in the headlight lens. Measure from the ground to that center dot. You can use a ruler to help you out. Transferring that measurement to the wall, making a mark with some tape. On the driver's side, measure down 4 inches, putting another piece of tape. For the passenger side, you only need to measure down 2 inches. Now turning the headlights on, it is easier to do this at night or in a dark area. Locating your headlight adjuster and using a Phillips head screwdriver, turn your adjuster one way or another to bring the headlight up or down. Once the headlight is adjusted to the tape mark on the wall, move on to the next headlight. If you're confused because the beams seem to blend together, you can always have someone stand in front of the other headlight while you make your adjustments for that one. Now your headlights are aligned and you're all set to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.